It is an honor to be here today. I want to thank the church for inviting me here. I asked the question, you guys know how I am. Do they really want me to speak today? I want to say good morning to my beloved pastor, Dr. W.L. Johnson, and a trailblazer, and a drum major, and who has always stood by my side, going back to the days of yesteryear. I'm not going to tell you what the days of yesteryear were. I'll just tell you that they were the days of yesteryear. Somebody was singing the song, "Nothing Can Prepare to You." Give me that old-time religion. Gail Ruffin, I just want to thank you for those beautiful words. We are the sons and daughters of God. And thanks for the welcome. Amen. Ms. Gloria Nason, I just want to thank you for choosing me, and I believe what you say when you say from struggle comes strength. With God in mind. Ms. Margaret Jordan, it's a great joy seeing you today. Always an intellectual, and always giving credence to the motherland. Sandra Thompson, you sang the song, "Jesus, I know you never let me down." I thought I was the doctor, but you called on a greater doctor. Ms. Robinson, I want to thank you for reminding the men of Men's Day. You know, we as men don't like to be told anything. And you know we don't like taking our medicine. I shouldn't have said that. When I say we, I mean me too, because my wife is after me all the time about taking my medicine. Somebody sang the song, "Nothing Can prepare to you." Who was that? Thank you, sister. Give me the strength I need. I heed to you. Holy One, I am never going to let you down. And then Alexis came along and closed out everything and sang the song, "Trouble of the World." Soon we'll be done. Going home to live with my Lord. Y'all thought I wasn't paying any attention. I'm going to ask those of you who have laptops here today and telephones here today and computers here today to do two things as we move along this journey. I'm going to ask you to look up the word asiento, which is an A and an S and an I and an E and an N and a T and an O. because I'm going to give you an exam as we talk along this journey. I'm going to ask you to look up the Pope Nicholas V. Pope Nicholas V of the 14th century, and take a look at what he did. Then the soldiers came. Some people call them the white man came and invaded a multitude of countries of the continent of Africa, Nigeria and Botswana, Gambia and Gabon, Lesotho and Sierra Leone, Senegal and Somalia, Eritrea and Zimbabwe, Chad, Cameroon, Angola and Mozambique, Uganda and Rwanda, and South Africa. There are 54 countries in the continent of Africa. I just gave you 19. Nigeria is the largest producer of oil in the world. Then the white man came from England and Italy and France and Germany and Dane and Sweden and Dutch. In the year 1513, there was a declaration by the Spanish monarchy by Pope Nicholas V. And what did Pope Nicholas V declare? He declared that slavery was all right. He legitimated slavery. You see, during those days, countries just couldn't go into Africa. They had to have permission to go. They had to sign a contract called the Asiento. It was a contract between the slave trader and the king of Spain. That way it kept white countries from fighting over Mozambique that was occupied by the Portuguese, or Nigeria that was occupied by the British, or Somalia that was occupied by the Italians and the French. So we had to come over here. Southwest, it takes 11 hours to fly from the west coast of Africa to the east coast of the United States. The slave ships, it took 3 months on the transatlantic slave trade. 5,000 miles. Slaves packed like sardines. Some jumping overboard. You heard the old civil rights song that said, I'll be in my grave before what? I'll be a slave. Unknown soldiers. I'm reminded right now of Langston Hughes when he said, life ain't been no crystal stair. Let's talk about the tacks and the splinters and the boards torn up. Places with no carpet on the floor, just bare. And the mother said to her son, but all the time I've been climbing on, reaching and landing and turning corners, sometimes going in the dark when there ain't been no light. And the mother says to her son, so boy, don't you turn back, don't you sit down now on the steps, because you find it kind of hard, don't you fall now. But I still going, honey, I still climbing, because for me, life ain't been no crystal stair. Life for the brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers. You call them slaves, but they were brothers and sisters. They were fathers and mothers, uncles and cousins, friends and boys and girls and children. That's who they were. Coming to America, life for them wasn't no crystal stair. Millions died before coming to America. Millions lost their life. We are all familiar with the atrocities and the brutalities of slavery and man's inhumanity to man. I know we didn't get this in high school. I was sitting at the dinner table, but Africans were taken from the West Coast to Brazil, to Cuba, to Jamaica, to St. Thomas, and to America. Lost history, lost culture, lost art, spirit destroyed. These people were us before we became us. Y'all missed that. These people were us before we became us. Grandparents and fathers and mothers. There are those who say the dead does not speak. But if you listen long enough and close enough, our ancestors will speak to you about our past, about our future, and about our future. And they will ask the question, why don't we vote? If you just listen to the wind, sometimes you can hear their voice. And they will ask the question, why don't we vote? Why so many boys in prison today? Sometimes I know Coach Watt likes to call Marvin Gaye and even ask him what's going on. Of all of the atrocities in American history, 6 million Jews died at Auschwitz in Treblinka. We cannot tell you how many Native Americans died when the white man came. But we can tell you, when you compare our place in history with the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ours was the greatest atrocity and the greatest example of man's inhumanity to man. Almost 500 years now, Pope Nicholas IV in the 15th century legitimized slavery. This is now 2020. Sometimes I think of the song Amazing Grace as I travel down all of this history. How sweet the sound that saved the wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. It was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fear relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. I want to talk to you about William Truly Jr. just for a moment. It cost $5 for me to come into the world. You see, I was not delivered by the OBGYN. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I was delivered by grannies and nannies, the hot water and the towels. At home, I am the second born of 4 children. The firstborn is deceased as a consequence of liver failure secondary to alcoholism. The thirdborn is mentally challenged. The fourthborn is a victim of diabetes and hypertension, glaucoma and blindness, and just had his left leg removed. Blessed is he, because here I stand, waiting. Thank you, Jesus. Blessed is he. Our fathers were different. Our grandma raised us all with a 6th grade education. We had a little stove. You know, they call it store today because you have to pronounce the syllables right. If you don't, Barbara's going to get you. There she is over there. So it's not stove, but it is store. We sold snuff and paddy cough syrup, bread and Lucky Strike cigarettes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Cod liver oil. You know, cod liver oil cured everything. Nasty stuff. Coca-Cola was 16 cents. Now don't y'all go counting, trying to figure out my age. When Coca-Cola was 16 cents. I mean, was a nickel. Here comes the Iceman. But the Iceman that I'm talking about is not Jerry Butler. I'm talking about the Iceman with the ice hooks inside the block of the ice that he put in the ice box to keep the stuff cold. That Iceman. We sold beer. You have Dr. Johnson put his hearing aid in now. We also sold moonshine. Moonshine was like pure alcohol. I know y'all don't know nothing about that moonshine. 25 cents shot. 50 cents shot. You could get a half a pint. But it'll mess your liver up and turn your eyes yellow. So I said, Grandma, why are you getting up selling this stuff? I didn't realizing now that she was preparing a place for me to become the man that I am today. Blessed is he. No one got to where they are today without a bridge. At my house, chickens were running everywhere. You had to run them down and wring their necks and pluck their feathers. You had to hang the hogs upside down. You had to make soap out of the fat back and the grease and potash. You had to hang the clothes with the clothespins, and they dried with the flapping of the wind. Charlie May, socialists and sociology said that I was poor. Well, we had a lot of something to eat. Yeah, we had plenty of stuff to eat. They said that I was born in poverty. But poverty was never born in me. I never grabbed a gun and said, bang, bang, you're dead. You never have to worry about William Truly stopping at an intersection saying, bang, bang, you're dead. I am the descendant of ancestors lost, just as all of us are. I understand the winds of adversity and atrocities gone by. And every time I hear these words, lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven reign. Reign with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise, high as the listening skies. Let it be sound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on to victory is won. And still I rise. And still let's thank God for the strength that he has given us.
My Lord, my Lord.
Dr. Hawkins, I want to thank you for talking about and resurrecting the soldiers and drum majors here in Canton, Mississippi. I just want to talk about a timeline that has relevance to us as a people. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who integrated the military. Let me straighten something out. Y'all see this tie? That's not a Trump tie. That's an Obama tie. I just want to get it straight. Emmett Till, brutally murdered in 1955. Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat to a white person in Birmingham, Alabama in 1955. Dwight Eisenhower, August of 1952, was inaugurated. I remember that because I was 9 years old. Don't start counting. Dwight Eisenhower sent federal troops into Little Rock, Arkansas to protect the Little Rock Nine. Ronald Goodman and Cheney were found dead in 1963. President Kennedy sent troops to the University of Mississippi to protect James Meredith. Robert Kennedy sent 500 troops. But Robert was assassinated June 5th, 1968. John Kennedy was assassinated November the 27th, 1963. Martin Luther King was assassinated April the 14th, 1968. Medgar Evers was assassinated June 12th, 1963. Turbulent times, dark moments. And in 1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson gave us what? The Civil Rights Act. Who said that? Somebody. And in 1965, Lyndon Baines Johnson gave us what? There you go, the Voting Rights Act. So many soldiers are dead. The question we ask today, who will carry the bloodstained banner? Who will find a place and a space for the least of these, the disheartened and the downtrodden? Who will have voices for those who can't speak? Who will be the eyes for those who can't see? Who will stand for those who have legs but they never stand? Who will hear for those who just can't hear? Who will carry the bloodstained banner? Martin Luther King once said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. John Kennedy once said, change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Robert Kennedy once said, few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. Medgar Evers once said, you can kill a man, but you can't kill an idea. William Shakespeare said, all that glitters is not gold, and Maya Angelou comes back and said, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Sam Cooke said, it's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, because I don't know what's up there in the sky. Barack Obama said, change will come if we wait for some other person or some other time. A change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We're the ones we've been waiting for. We're the change that we see. So I said to you today, as I've always said, so many times before, from the Beverly Hills of California to the Clay Hills of Georgia, all I ask you to do is stand. Stand for your sister. Stand for your brother. Amen. Stand for what is right. Amen. From the steep-top mountains of Colorado to the coal-structured highways of Chicago. Yeah. From the Liberty Bells of Philadelphia to the cotton fields of Alabama and the cowbells of Mississippi. Amen. All I ask you to do is stand. Will you stand? As we said together, out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever God may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance,